it doesn't come up as a. Oh, there it is. This is coming now. Now that we're live. Yeah, it worked.
It did.
Why is that still on? I hit the volume down. It's okay. Hit the like button. You got to hit the like button over here. You know, and one of the things about the like buttons, it helps YouTube, you know, knock subscribers off of us. I don't know. Seems like whenever we do a live, we lose a subscriber or two. Not like we have a lot of subscribers. I mean, we have like 814, but in the YouTube world, that's not a lot. But we're excited about that, and we're thankful for every single one of you. Welcome to Mountainside Homestead Ministries. This is our Sunday night, 7:30, Homestead Ministry update and scripture reading. What's a Homestead Ministry?
That's what we are.
Yes, that is what we are. We are a Homestead Ministry. We are a homestead. We raise our own meat. We are raising our own vegetables. We have our own milk.
Eggs.
We put up a lot of food. We live a prepared lifestyle. And we teach others how to live this way. Along with that, we share the good news and the gospel of Jesus. It's a Homestead Ministry. We are a 508c1a nonprofit, which a lot of, you know, I don't even think a lot of churches could say that, especially non-denominational churches. I think they're all 501s, but you know, we went with the 508 because that protects our freedom of speech. It really does. As a 501, you could lose your freedom of speech a little bit. I didn't brush my beard before, so I'm judging myself here. But yeah, we have chicken classes. My sister and her family came down, and we harvested some chickens while they were here. They got the full, not quite the full immersion experience of the homestead, because they always skip morning chores.
It's all right.
It's all right.
You can be as involved with or not.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Even those who live here,
they
can be as involved as they want or not.
And most are not.
Not.
And that's fine too.
But they love it here. They love the property. And that's really what we want to find. We want to find some, you know, yes, it was still vacation. Yes. You know, we want people to love this mountain as much as we do. You know, we pray over the mountain, so that people being here, you know, really find the Father's peace. And they get to experience that kind of peace while they're here. And I think that's one thing a lot of people do say when they come up. First, they look at the view and say, wow, that's amazing, that's beautiful. But wow, is it peaceful?
It's peaceful.
You know? So, yeah.
All right.
Was that enough of my spiel?
How about our week?
Oh, we had a week. We're going to start off with our cabbage starts. So our cabbage starts are going to various places.
Yes.
And we are actively looking for homes for our 11,000 cabbage starts.
Yes.
The
organization that had us put them all together decided that they didn't want to plant them for different reasons this fall. So with like no notice, and now we've got all these starts. But we sold 3 trays.
Yes.
Only
150
to go.
So, but you know, but the ministry, you know, the food, the real food for real people part, you know, if we could get these cabbage starts into people's hands, that's still part of what the ministry is.
Well, I'm donating 2 flats, I think, I think they asked for 12 plants. I'm going to give them two flats, and that's at the elementary school garden. So
let them take some home.
Yes,
You
whatever.
know? Yes.
But yeah, I've got posts out there all over the county if people want to come pick them up.
But one of our friends really helped us out too. She's part of an organization of growers in the area, and she put out a mass email to people. That's how we were able to actually sell and give away 3. So, which was nice, you know. But yeah, I can't eat that much cabbage. Just saying.
We don't have enough acreage to plant that much
No.
cabbage. That was enough cabbage for an acre and a half.
Yes.
We do not have an acre and a half garden.
No, but we have some friends, so we'll reach out to some of the friends too and see if they could do that. So I don't know if we mentioned last week about Phil. Phil was fly strike.
We did, but I don't think we went
Okay.
into detail. It was
So on Monday I separated Phil from the other 3 boys, and in the process of trying to separate Phil out, Jericho punched his ticket for freezer camp. He's not in freezer camp yet, but he decided to hit me in the back, knock me down. He learned a hard lesson also, but he gets a little fruit aggression. So I had a bucket trying to get Phil out, and it was,
Oh, he's been on the list.
yes.
For that anyway, but
So he will go through this breeding season, and then he will probably
it'll be January.
January-ish, yeah. So, but we got
Can't have mean animals.
no, and it wasn't even mean. It was the food aggression. It's like, give me the bucket. So, but yeah, I can't have, especially where I'm at. I'm off the side of our front pasture, down in the woods, and it is sloped and it is slippery, and yeah, I could have got really hurt, but I didn't.
Well, like Claude wouldn't do that though.
No.
Yeah.
So, but I did manage to get Phil isolated. So yeah. And then on Tuesday, we had somebody come out. Some of you may have saw the short. His name is Ian. He came out from Tennessee. So he's Tennessean. That's how I keep track of things.
Bad.
That's just how I keep track of things. And he ended up with Ivy, Margot, and Nellie on going to his farm. So he is working on building a dairy, and I think these 3 ewes will be a great fit for what he's doing. So
I miss them.
Yeah.
I miss Nellie especially, just because she's just
sweet Nell.
very sweet.
Mm-hmm. And we've been treating Phil for the fly strike, and that's gone great.
Yeah.
He is actually doing good. We're not seeing really anything
anymore. It's just the spots where the stuff was scabbing over.
We are still working on making sure the infection is cleaned out and this and that. So, but he's eating, he is moving. So he actually started eating his grain again.
Today.
So that's a great sign. We got new meat birds in this week. So they're out on the porch. You might hear them throughout our thing.
Yep.
And we got trees today.
We did.
When we went to the Farm Connection, and Allison, who is helping us with the cabbage, owns the Farm Connection, and we bought 2 apple,
2 peach,
2 surprise peach,
and a peach,
and another peach.
So 3 peach and 2 apple trees.
And they're going to go out next to the high tunnel with our blueberries, and we're going to, I think that was a bird. Sorry. Squirrel?
The cat.
No, yeah, I think it was a bird.
Yeah.
But so the 5 trees with the 4 blueberries, and we're gonna propagate some of our thornless blackberries and get strawberries out there, and it's gonna be a nice fruit guild. So
Phil wasn't really sick. What happened? I think you saw when you were here he lost one of his skurs, one of his little horn things.
Did Phil lose his skir when you guys were here?
I think it was about that time.
I'm not sure if I thought you guys left already.
But basically, he lost. Or do you want to say the story?
So he broke it off, and it was bleeding, and I thought I was treating it well with our bleed spray, but he didn't want to be bothered, So and he kept on rubbing and itching and rubbing. Yeah, I don't think he lost it either, because we just moved him back to that back paddock. Yeah, so he either rubbed it off or he got into it with Jericho and broke it off. So when those break, they bleed. It's like a fingernail. And I thought I was doing good by keeping it sprayed, but evidently I wasn't. And what happens is flies land on it,
lay their eggs, and then we'll just stop
and
there.
We're going to stop there because it gets really gross. But the Father keeps us ahead of things all the time, gives us little lessons to learn, and we learn, and that way we could teach others. And this is something we never wanted to have to deal with, but thankfully it's an adult ram. He's over a year old. He's strong. He's healthy, and he's a good boy. Yeah. So he's easy to handle.
Yes, that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's as good, if not better, than Claude when it comes to being able to handle. So we're treating it, and now we could show others and explain to others, okay, when it does break, make sure you're taking this animal, cleaning it, keeping it addressed. Because I'm like, put some dirt on it, let's go. I'm not good at that. I'm not empathetic. I'm not sympathetic.
You will be now.
But when it comes to taking care of the animals, if something is broken, I have to fix it. So he's broken. We have to fix it. That I could do. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a long story. And I think the last thing is we were supposed to have somebody picking up Shula and Martha. And as of today, they have canceled that. So Shula and Martha are going back into the mix. We may put a post out there about some ewes available, or we just may end up going with breeding and seeing what happens.
Yep.
Always something going on. Always.
Yeah.
And then Amy's working on a new recipe. And tell the folks about your new recipe that you're looking at.
Oh, the Lebna?
I don't know what it's called.
Well, it's so obviously we're a dairy. We have a lot of milk, and I make yogurt. So basically, you take the yogurt, you add some salt to it, and then you let it drain a little bit over a couple of days, and then it turns into more like a cream cheese type thing. And then you take a little, what is it? A little, like a melon scoop type thing, and you make little balls out of it, and then you roll it in spices, put it in jars, put olive oil over it, and then you can take them out and like spread it on bread or bagels or whatever. So yes. I'm excited about that.
Yes, that's going to be good.
When you said recipe, I also made pasta sauce this week.
Oh yeah, that pasta sauce is really good.
And I made some more today.
I know. So our spicy peppers and some of our cherry tomatoes and some friends tomatoes and some other peppers. Oh, it's really good. So yesterday, we took some of our ground lamb, and they weren't sloppy joes. They were sloppy tasties. Yeah, because it was tasty. It was too tasty was the meat. And yeah, oh my goodness, they were so good. But anyways, I digress. So that is a that is the Homestead Ministry update. Keep us in your prayers because we've got something going on that's I can't really talk about, but it's very ministry oriented.
Yes.
Something that we would all be doing, not just as a ministry. So just keep us in your prayers about the Father knows. But the reason we're here is to read Scripture. We don't preach. We don't teach. We sometimes expound a little bit, but we read Scripture with y'all. We read out of the NIV version just because it's an easier read. We went from Joshua to Judges to Ruth, and now we're going to go into 1 Samuel. And that's just how I really feel like we're being led to go through this. And that's probably how we're going to go for now, until I'm told otherwise. Samuel has 31 chapters, so we'll probably do 5, maybe 6 chapters, depending on their lengths, each week. And the way we do it, Amy starts the reading, and if there's a natural break, I will take over. If there's not a natural break and the chapter is long, we will nudge each other and we'll switch on and off that way. So, did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
I think I could turn my funny little light on. And when you're ready, Mama, if you get us started.
All right, 1 Samuel 1. There was a certain man from Ramathaim, a Zebutite from the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zub, an Ephraimite. He had 2 wives. One was called Hannah, the other Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. Year after year, this man went up from his town to worship and sacrifice to the Lord Almighty at Shiloh, where Hophni and Phinehas, the 2 sons of Eli, were priests of the Lord. Whenever the day came for Elkanah to sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to his wife Peninnah and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, and the Lord had closed her womb. And because the Lord had closed her womb, her rival kept provoking her in order to irritate her. This went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. Elkanah, her husband, would say to her, Hannah, why are you weeping? Why don't you eat? Why are you downhearted? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons? Once they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh, Hannah stood up. Now Eli the priest was sitting on a chair by the doorposts of the Lord's temple. In bitterness of soul, Hannah wept much and prayed to the Lord. And she made a vow, saying, O Lord Almighty, if you will only look upon your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son, and I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will be used on his head. As she kept on praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Eli thought she was drunk, and he said to her, How long will you keep getting drunk? Get rid of your wine. Not so, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of great anguish and grief. Eli answered, Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. She said, May your servant find favor in your eyes. And then she went her way and ate something, and her face was no longer downcast. Early the next morning they rose and worshipped before the Lord, and then went back to their home at Ramah. Elkanah lay with Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. So in the course of time Hannah conceived and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, Because I had asked the Lord for him.
When the man Elkanah went up with all his family to offer the annual sacrifice to the Lord, and to fulfill his vow. Hannah did not go. She said to her husband, "After the boy is weaned, I will take him and present him before the Lord, and he will live there always. Do what seems best to you." Elkanah, her husband, told her, "Stay here until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord make good his word." So the woman stayed at home and nursed her son until she had weaned him. After he was weaned, she took the boy with her, young as he was, along with a 3-year-old bull, an ephah of flour, and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh. When they had slaughtered the bull, they brought the boy to Eli. And she said to him, "As surely as you live, my lord, I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I give him to the Lord. For this whole life he will be given over to the Lord." And he worshipped the Lord there.
Chapter 2. Then Hannah prayed and said, "My heart rejoices in the Lord. In the Lord my horn is lifted high. My mouth boasts over my enemies, for I delight in your deliverance. There is no one holy like the Lord. There is no one besides you. There is no rock like our God. Do not keep talking so proudly, or let your mouth speak such arrogance. For the Lord is a God who knows, and by him deeds are weighed. The bows of the warriors are broken, but those who stumbled are armed with strength. Those who were full hire themselves out for food, but those who are hungry hunger no more. She who is barren has borne 7 children, but she who has had many sons pines away. The Lord brings death and makes alive. He brings down to the grave and raises up. The Lord sends poverty and wealth. He humbles and he exalts. He raises the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ash heap. He seats them with princes and has them inherit a throne of honor. For the foundations of the earth are the Lord's. Upon them he has set the world. He will guard the feet of his saints, but the wicked will be silenced in darkness. It is not by strength that one prevails. Those who oppose the Lord will be shattered. He will thunder against them from heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of his anointed. Then Elkanah went home to Ramah, but the boy ministered before the Lord under Eli the priest.
Eli's sons were wicked men. They had no regard for the Lord. Now it was the practice of the priests with the people that whenever anyone offered a sacrifice, and while the meat was being boiled, the servant of the priest would come with a 3-pronged fork in his hand. He would plunge it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot, and the priest would take for himself whatever the fork brought up. This is how they treated all the Israelites who came to Shiloh. But even before the fat was burned, the servant of the priest would come and say to the man who was sacrificing, "Give the priest some meat to roast. He won't accept boiled meat from you, but only raw." If the man said to him, "Let the fat be burned up first, and then take whatever you want," the servant would then answer, "No, hand it over now. If you don't, I'll take it by force." This sin of the young men was very great in the Lord's sight, for they were treating the Lord's offering with contempt. But Samuel was ministering before the Lord, a boy wearing a linen ephod. Each year his mother made him a little robe and took it to him when she went up with her husband to offer the annual sacrifice. Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife, saying, "May the Lord give you children by this woman to take the place of the one she prayed for and gave to the Lord. Then they would go home, and the Lord was gracious to Hannah. She conceived and gave birth to 3 sons and 2 daughters. Meanwhile, the boy Samuel grew up in the presence of the Lord. Now Eli, who was very old, heard about everything his sons were doing to Israel and how they slept with the women who served at the entrance to the tent of meeting. So he said to them, "Why do you do such things? I hear from all the people about these wicked deeds of yours. No, my sons, it is not a good report that I hear spreading among the Lord's people. If a man sins against another man, God may mediate for him. But if a man sins against the Lord, who will intercede for him?" His sons, however, did not listen to their father's rebuke, for it was the Lord's will to put them to death. And the boy Samuel continued to grow in stature and in favor with the Lord and with men.
Now a man of God came to Eli and said to him, "This is what the Lord says. Did I not clearly reveal myself to your father's house when they were in Egypt under Pharaoh? I chose your father out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to go up to my altar to burn incense, and to wear an ephod in my presence. I also gave your father's house all the offerings made with fire by the Israelites. Why do you scorn my sacrifice and offering that I prescribed for my dwelling? Why do you honor your sons more than me by fattening yourselves on the choice parts of every offering made by my people Israel? Therefore, the Lord of Israel declares, I promised that your house and your father's house would minister before me forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me. Those who honor me, I will honor, but those who despise me, I will be disdained. The time is coming when I will cut short your strength and the strength of your father's house, so that there will not be an old man in your family line, and you will see distress in my dwelling. Although good will be done to Israel, in your family line there will never be an old man. Every one of you that I do not cut off from my altar will be spared only to blind your eyes with tears, to grieve your heart, and all your descendants will die in the prime of life. And what happens to your 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, will be assigned to you. They will both die on the same day. I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who will do according to what is in my heart and mind. I will firmly establish his house, and he will minister before my anointed one always. And then everyone left in your family line will come and bow down before him for a piece of silver and a crust of bread and plead, appoint me to some priestly office so I can have food to eat."
Chapter 3. The boy Samuel ministered before the Lord under Eli. In those days, the word of the Lord was rare. There were not many visions. One night, Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel. Samuel answered, "Here I am." And he ran to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." But Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." So he went and lay down. Again the Lord called, "Samuel." And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." "My son," Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord. The word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. The Lord called Samuel a 3rd time, and Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am. You called me." Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel, "Go and lie down, and if he calls you, say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" So Samuel went and lay down in his place. The Lord came and stood there, calling at the other times, "Samuel, Samuel." Then Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant is listening." And the Lord said to Samuel, "See, I am about to do something in Israel that will make the ears of everyone who hears it tingle. At that time, I will carry out against Eli everything I spoke against his family, from beginning to end. For I told him that I would judge his family forever because of the sin he knew about. His sons made themselves contemptible, and he failed to restrain them. Therefore, I swore to the house of Eli, the guilt of Eli's house will never be atoned for by sacrifice or burning or offering." Samuel lay down until morning, and then opened the doors of the house of the Lord. He was afraid to tell Eli the vision, but Eli called him and said, "Samuel, my son." Samuel answered, "Here I am." "What was it he said to you?" Eli asked. "Do not hide it from me. My God deal with you, be it ever so severely, if you hide from me anything he told you." So Samuel told him everything, hid nothing from him. And then Eli said, "He is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes." The Lord was with Samuel as he grew up, and he let none of his words fall on the ground. And all Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, recognized that Samuel was attested as a prophet of the Lord. The Lord continued to appear at Shiloh, and there he revealed himself to Samuel through his word.
Chapter 4. I thought you were going to read that little piece.
What?
Just right there.
No.
And Samuel's word came to all Israel. Now the Israelites went out to fight against the Philistines. The Israelites camped at Ebenezer, and the Philistines at Aphek. The Philistines deployed their forces to meet Israel, and as the battle spread, Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who killed about 4,000 of them on the battlefield. When the soldiers returned to camp, the elders of Israel asked, "Why did the Lord bring defeat upon us today before the Philistines? Let us bring the ark of the Lord's covenant from Shiloh, so that it may go with us and save us from the hand of our enemies." So the people sent men to Shiloh, and they brought back the ark of the covenant of the Lord Almighty, who is enthroned between the cherubim. And Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of God. When the ark of the Lord's covenant came into the camp, all Israel raised such a great shout that the ground shook. Hearing the uproar, the Philistines asked, "What is all this shouting in the Hebrew camp?" When they learned that the ark of the Lord had come into the camp, the Philistines were afraid. "A god has come into the camp," they said. "We are in trouble. Nothing like this has happened before. Woe to us! Who will deliver us from the hand of these mighty gods? They are the gods who struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the desert. Be strong, Philistines. Be men, or you will be subject to the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Be men and fight." So the Philistines fought, and the Israelites were defeated, and every man fled to his tent. The slaughter was very great. Israel lost 30,000 foot soldiers. The ark of God was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, has died.
That same day, a Benjamite ran from the battle and went to Shiloh, his clothes torn and dust on his head. When he arrived, there was Eli sitting on his chair by the side of the road, watching because his heart feared for the ark of God. When the man entered the town and told what happened, the whole town set up a cry. Eli heard the outcry and asked, "What is the meaning of this uproar?" The man hurried over to Eli, who was 98 years old and whose eyes were set so that he could not see. He told Eli, "I have just come from the battle line. I fled from it this very day." Eli asked, "What happened to my son?" The man who brought the news replied, "Israel fled before the Philistines, and the army has suffered heavy losses. Also, your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of God has been captured." When he mentioned the ark of God, Eli fell backward off his chair by the side of the gate. His neck was broken, and he died. For he was an old man and heavy. He had led Israel 40 years. His daughter-in-law, the wife of Phinehas, was pregnant and near the time of delivery. When she heard the news that the ark of God had been captured and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead, she went into labor and gave birth, but was overcome by her labor pains. As she was dying, the woman attending her said, "Don't despair, you have given birth to a son." But she did not respond or pay any attention. She named the boy Ichabod, saying, "The glory has departed from Israel." Because of the capture of the ark of God and the deaths of her father-in-law and her husband, she said, "The glory has departed from Israel, for the ark of God has been captured."
Chapter 5. After the Philistines had captured the ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. They carried the ark to Dagon's temple and set it beside Dagon.
Yeah.
When the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, there was Dagon, fallen on his face on the ground before the ark of the Lord. They took Dagon and put him back in his place. But the following morning when they rose, there was Dagon, fallen on his face on the ground before the ark of the Lord. His head and hands had been broken off and were lying on the threshold. Only his body remained. That is why to this day neither the priests of Dagon nor any others who enter Dagon's temple at Ashdod step on the threshold. The Lord's hand was heavy upon the people of Ashdod and its vicinity. He brought devastation upon them and afflicted them with tumors. When the men of Ashdod saw that what was happening, they said, "The ark of God of Israel must not stay here with us, because his hand is heavy upon us and upon Dagon our God." So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and asked them, "What shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel?" They answered, "Have the ark of God of Israel moved to Gath." So they moved the ark of the God of Israel. But after they had moved it, the Lord's hand was against that city, throwing it into a great panic. He afflicted the people of the city, both young and old, with an outbreak of tumors. So they sent the ark of God to Ekron. As the ark of God was entering Ekron, the people of Ekron cried out, "They brought the ark of the God of Israel around us to kill us and our people." So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and said, "Send the ark of the God of Israel away. Let it go back to its own place, or it will kill us and our people. For death has filled the city with panic. God's hand was very heavy upon it. Those who did not die were afflicted with tumors, and the outcry of the city went up to heaven."
That's a good place. Dagon was having a hard time. Yeah. Dagon kept on falling down. But
Yeah.
we're going to end there for this evening. Good?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking
So-
at a different version.
Okay. So yeah, we do look at different versions. I did want to say something. Yesterday we had was Shabbat. So we actually were on a video call with, what was it, 4 other families?
Yes.
And, just going through the word
Scripture,
and talking the scripture, and just had a great time. And that's really what we're doing. We're I don't want to say we're working to bring a house church back, but
it's
something like that. We're following the Father's will. And when we're doing our scripture study, if you want to join us and you're local, the door is open. Come in, have a seat, read with us, sit with us, and afterwards we may break bread. We're actually having some smoked chicken tonight, some homemade pasta sauce that Amy made, spicy from the garden. And that's what we do. So every Sunday, 7:30, if you're in the area and want to join us, we're here. If not, we're here with y'all online too. And this is a great joy for us to do. We look forward to doing this every week. We do it 7:30 Eastern. It just seems to work out really good right now. And if you have any questions, comments, you can leave them in the comment section below. You could send us an email. You could send us a text. Phone service out here ain't great. I don't recommend calling. But we did switch our phone service provider from what we had to something new. Hopefully it'll be better.
It was a headache going through it. It took 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
3 days.
And
oh my goodness.
And about 4 hours in the phone store.
It was
plus the extra hour that you had to have in the other phone store. So yeah, it was an adventure. Yeah.
So we're kind of, And part of the problem apparently with our service is that our phones are so old.
Especially yours. You're stuck a button.
My phone is an SE, and they were like, "What? You don't even get 4G on your phone." It's like, okay, so I guess I have to upgrade.
Yeah, you'll eventually.
To force me to upgrade.
Bethany had soup from the Mountainside chicken.
That sounds amazing.
That's a great day, right?
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Can't go wrong with that. We're actually having a smoked chicken that I believe your husband smoked when you guys were here.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that one. But again, questions, comments, concerns, email, call, leave a message. All the contact information should be in the show notes below. So yeah, reach out. If you want to leave a comment in the comments, get a conversation going, we're up for that too.
Yep. So
it's all fun and good. So
you're good? I'm good.
You're good?
Yep.
All right, y'all. We're going to sign off. Don't want to keep you too long. We're about 45 minutes in. So y'all
I keep stirring the sauce.
I know you keep stirring the sauce. I know.
I don't want
She's
to burn.
stirring the pot. All right. Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see you next week, 7:30 Eastern, right here, Mountainside Homestead Ministries. Take care. What?